Well, you can tell that the regime is getting more and more nervous, and I just actually left that country only about an hour and a half ago, and you can tell how the rhetoric has been toned down a lot over the past couple of days. A couple of days ago, you would have heard them say, well, we're going to defend ourselves, we're going to stand up to America. Now all of that sounds a lot more subdued. As I was actually on my way out of Syria, there are a lot of people who are trying to leave the country right now. I wouldn't say it's an exodus or anything, but there are people who say, for the next couple of days, we're going to try and leave Syria, and then maybe come back when things turn down a little bit. Now, we were out on the streets of the Syrian capital yesterday to sort of gauge the mood of people, and they are quite nervous. Let's have a look at what some people had to say.
Even with U.S. warships ready to strike off Syria's coast, and Washington saying it's certain the Assad regime used chemical weapons on its people, at first glance, Damascus doesn't appear to be on the edge. This man is with the police force and says he's not afraid of U.S. airstrikes. This is my country, he says. I believe we're winning. Others are counting on help from above. This doesn't scare me, she says. I believe in God so much that I know the USA can't do anything. The war is never far away in Damascus, with plumes of smoke from artillery strikes constantly rising up over the outskirts of the capital. At Damascus University, many students remain loyal to Bashar al-Assad and say they don't believe the military used nerve gas against civilians. I believe that chemical weapons were used in some way in certain areas, he says, but I don't think the government did it because they know what the results would be. But dig down and you find a sense of unease. The historic market in the old town is far emptier than usual. Syria's economy is in a state of crisis due to the conflict, and now many fear things could get worse.
It's quite a strange mood here in Damascus. People really seem unsure as to what the future will bring with those American airstrikes looming. Very few people will talk about it openly, but there are some who have bought additional food stocks, things like canned foods, just in case.
And Christine, there were some rumors and there were some reports that came out yesterday that apparently the Syrian military was moving some of its top brass out of the headquarters and also moving some of the artillery pieces that were used to pound the Damascus suburbs in fear of U.S. airstrikes. It's very difficult to confirm that or deny that. However, we did see a lot less artillery shelling while we were still on the ground there last night, Christine.
I mean, certainly the message is not if there will be a response, but what that response will be. Clearly, Syrians are preparing.